here we are. We're going to spend the next 2 days in the Manistee National Forest. All right, we have reached the area that I'd like to be in, like to spend the night in. Right up through there is, on the other side of this hill here, is Lake Michigan. And this is a little park down here, the Manistee National Forest. So now that we're in this area, we're gonna find something or a place to camp. Right there you got trails, which we'll explore later. But let's go find a campground, or excuse me, a camping spot. All right, this is looking like the spot that I am going to claim. Right up over that hill, right there, which I'm not sure I'm going to climb, is Lake Michigan. So I'm going to set this up. It's a nice clean site, picnic table, fire ring. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's some kind of a clothes hanger, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to set the tent up somewhere here. Looks like it's a clean site. Pretty private. So here we go. Okay, as you can see, brand new tent. Just coming out of the package. Okay, I don't have a tripod, so I'm propping the phone up against this makeshift tripod. So here we go. I'm gonna pull the tent out and set it up. Hopefully you can see me. Once again, technology is a little light right now. So here we go. It's been a few years since I've actually set up a tent. Most of us have done this as kids. I got the poles, pretty straightforward. Put the poles together, run them through the loops. Got the stakes. Now we got to figure out where we want to set it up. So we got this area over here. Nice flat area. Fire pit's way over there. I don't want to get too close to the fire, but I think this is going to be the best area. I brought a rake with me, so I'm going to rake any sticks or anything that may be under the tent or could scratch or put a hole in the tent. So I'm going to do that first. So and the fire pit will be right there. So I think put the tent right in this area here. All right, I'm going to clean this area out. Well, here we go. I finally figured it out. It's been a while, but I think we're good. Okay, as you can see, I got camp set up for the most part. I got things cleaned up. Things are looking pretty good. If you can't hear, look at the trees behind me. It is blowing like crazy. It's about 90 degrees today. It's a little bit warm. It's not bad here because I'm in the shade. There's Lake Michigan's right over this hill, so I'm going to go for a walk and take a look at that. But before I do that, I am going to take off and go to a school district that I used to work in back in the 90s. It's called Free Soil Public Schools. I worked there for 2 years, taught a few classes, biology. I taught math, taught business. I am going to go visit that school and see how it looks and see what they've done lately. I know the school has closed down and it has combined with Mason County Eastern. So I'm going to go take a look at Free Soil and take you on a little trip to see, because in each one of these videos that I do, I want to try to have a piece of history from the area that I can tie to my experience. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then when I come back, I'll tie it all in, and hopefully it makes sense to you.
Nothing has changed.
Oh yeah, this is the old gym. Or excuse me, yeah, the new gym. Yeah. Yeah, and upstairs there was a weight room upstairs. More seating. Yeah. Beautiful gym. This is the cafeteria. Now this is a school. This is the new portion that they added on. Here's all their trophies, and this right there, Class D state runner-up. 1961 and 1971, they were state runners-up. And this is the Michigan, you've heard of the movie Indiana Hoosiers. Well, this is the Michigan Hoosiers story. And what a beautiful school and beautiful history at this place. Elementary, they put the elementary kids in here. This was built in I believe in the 50s. And then this gym was built in early 90s. Beautiful gym, beautiful facility. But now, because the state has found asbestos, now they're ripping this thing down. There used to be, when I was here, there was a total enrollment K through 12 of 175 kids. I just talked to a guy, graduated in 74. He had a class of 12, he said. This was a kindergarten class right here. They used to put pre-K and kindergarten in here, and then they'd mix first and second grade, and third and fourth would be in the same class, and then fifth and sixth would be in the same class. And here is the old high school. And I'd love to get in there, and they're tearing this all down because of asbestos. I'd love to get in there and show you the old gymnasium. This is the old elementary. Yeah. And then in here is their old gymnasium. And this thing, yeah, look at the stands. Now they're tearing it all out of here. But they used to, the out of bounds line is right here. Look at, your out of bounds is, so you'd have to take the ball out of bounds against the wall, and you were actually in bounds. And up here were the stands. This was a beautiful gym back in the day. And now I'm standing at the free throw line. The free throw line here, and the half court line is right here. It's right here. Look at that. There's the basket there. There's the basket there. Here was a stage. The players would sit up here on the stage, and then they'd come in down the steps, or they just jump down. They take the ball out of bounds. The out of bounds line was right at the wall, all the way around. This is a piece of history here. This was built back in I think this was built back in the 30s. The old high school itself, which is through that door, was built in the 20s. And this was a place, this was Michigan Hoosiers right here. They had 175 kids, K-12, Free Soil Pirates. And they finished state runner-up. They didn't win, but state runner-up 2 years. I think it was 71 to 61, but I have to follow up and make sure on that one. All right, got back from Free Soil. Now that was a unique experience. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. The history of that. There was a couple people there that I had a chance to talk to briefly to give me kind of the rundown, let me in to the building, take a few videos. Just the history of that place is amazing. All right, now I've got to get camp set up. All right, I know I'm gonna catch some flack for having to buy wood, but my first time out, we're gonna cut a few corners. Most of the time I'll cut my own wood. Welcome to Wilderness Driven. Okay, I know you Michigan State, Ohio State fans, and you other fans from the rest of the Big Ten. This is one of the, I don't even know how many teams are in the Big Ten now, but this is one of the chairs. My wife and I are trying to get a chair from each Big Ten team. So I'm going to start out with, you guessed it, University of Michigan. Don't worry, I'll do Ohio State, Michigan State later. Now what I'm going to do, now that I got camp set up, the wind is blowing, but before I have dinner, I'm going to take a little walk to Lake Michigan, take a look and see how that looks, maybe go for a little swim. And then when I get back, we'll figure out dinner. We're going to keep things simple. I just need to get my ducks in a row with my systems, my tent, my camp. Got all my stuff here in these tubs. So let's go take a look. Let's go for a walk. Okay, if you can see, they built some, it's either steps or it's a thing for erosion, but I'm going to go around. I'm not taking that thing. Maybe when I was younger. Right now I'm going to take this path that kind of goes down and around. Nice path here through the woods. Once again, I apologize. I don't have the GoPro yet. I've got stuff on order, so what I do, I've got to do with my phone. It's going to be a little crude on the front end, so please bear with me. Having some fun with this, but I will get better with the technology as time goes on. I don't know if you can see this or how well you can hear it, but boy, the wind is just smoking. Now it's knocking down the bugs. That's great, but oh my. Okay, this doesn't look real safe, but looks like it's been there a while. Look at this here. There's a little stream. You see that stream right there that cuts right through here? It's kind of neat. There's trees down, there's a valley here and cuts right through here. And as you can see, there's a few brave souls out there. I'm gonna be trying that in a few minutes. So I'll let you know what that's like. But isn't this beautiful? Stream cutting right through there. I'm gonna walk through that a little bit, coming from the other direction. There it is. Beautiful Lake Michigan. Can't beat this. 90-degree day. Waves are rolling in. Just beautiful. This couldn't be any more beautiful. Yeah, got a little friend here. Yeah, he's probably looking for a meal or a snack. But this is beautiful. Just beautiful. Alright, we're going to follow this stream up a little bit. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up and see which stream this is. But it goes right through this. It empties right into Lake Michigan. Pretty steep banks up here. Boy, back in here, the steep banks really cuts down the wind. The wind is just blowing today. I'm not going to climb back in there today, but then it goes way up, so it really cuts through here. Like there's a something up there. I don't know what that is. Right there, looks like maybe a dock or a little bridge somebody made. Flies are getting to me here. So, well, I just got done with about a 2-hour swim in Lake Michigan. I tell you what, that water is beautiful. The only problem is the wind is blowing so hard. You were full of sand in a matter of minutes. Just all over your towel, shirt, and everything. So I'm waiting for the wind to die down so I can start thinking about dinner. A little worried about these trees and the branches falling on, possibly on the tent, because it's blowing that hard. A couple walked by earlier and a big branch fell down between them and me. So we'll see what happens with the wind, and then we'll go from there. But one way or another, we're gonna get that dinner cooked. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get the fire started here. Let's just get these logs laid down here. Like so. The other thing I got is peanuts. I like to go to Texas Roadhouse and have my share of peanuts. So I got those tonight, and while I'm waiting for the fire to kind of die down to get to the coals so we can start cooking. So I'll throw the corn on in a few minutes and we'll go ahead and get started from there. Okay, one of the things I got to get is a tripod. Without the tripod, it's kind of hard to position the phone. So, but we'll work on it. Remember, I'm a little light with the technology. So, got these things cut up. Cut them up small enough. We got those things ready to go. So we'll throw those on. Amber, everything's ready to go. But if you look at the fire, Look at that thing. And we are rocking with that fire. I'm gonna let that fire die down a little bit. Right now it'd be too hot and end up burning things, but I got everything set. I got my French fries, I got my corn. I'm gonna put that on in a minute. I'll let that cook for a little bit. Got my hamburger, hot dog. I'm ready to go. We're gonna do a few peanuts here while we wait. I'm gonna do a little thing on how to eat a shelled peanut, especially when you're out at a restaurant at Texas Roadhouse, so you don't do it the wrong way. So here's a peanut, if you can see it. And if you look close, one side it all kind of comes together. The other side, there's a crack. There's a crack right here. See, so you hold the peanut, you look for that crack, pop it open, boom, there it is. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Right here. It gathers together here. That's not the end to work. Here, you can start seeing that crack form. Get it? Pinch it. Boom, pops right open. There you go. Let's try a little bit of butter here. All right, that's a lot of butter. Let's see if this works. Boy, that's kind of a lot of butter, but let's just see how it turns out. Now I'll put a little salt and pepper on it. See how that goes. A little salt, anyways. I don't know about pepper. There we go. Now we'll put that in like so. Put that on the fire, because I think that's going to need to cook for a little bit. All right, with this, got the hamburger on. This is what I like to use. I went to a restaurant in Chicago and got a steak at Lowry's. And I'm going to tell you what, I still remember to this day eating that steak. So I put this on steaks, chicken, my hamburger. It is fantastic. There are the French fries, and I'm going to tell you what, they are amazing. That turned out great. So the first thing I cooked turned out good. Turned out really good, actually. Want to toast a bun. Might just put it in here. Let's see how that works. That might work better. Okay, I got a little ketchup going here with the fries. Look at this. Oh man. That is crazy good. All right. Is this working? Okay. Let's check on our corn. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. All right, we're just waiting on the burger. The corn turned out perfect. All right. Those are done. Look at that bad boy. Woo! Doesn't that look good? Okay, I think we're just about done here. I used up all my firewood. It's so warm today, I knew I'd only need the fire for the meal. So I think we're good. Look at that. There's our burger. A little mustard ketchup. Let's do this right. I like it pretty simple. That's all I like. There. Look at that. Look at that thing. Whew, what a mess. There we go. Look at that mess. Got my fries. So I'm gonna go ahead and consume most of this, and I'll see you back in a few minutes. Here's the corn. Give this a try. That is unreal. That is unreal. That is, oh my goodness. That could not be any better. Hopefully you got that. Look at this thing. Look at how it's just falling out of the bun. Whew, holy moly. Well, I would have to say my first meal was a huge success. Now it's simple. I'll get a little bit more complex as time goes on, but I'm gonna enjoy this meal, so I'll be back with you in a little bit. Okay, one of the mistakes I made is I didn't bring enough firewood. So I went through all my firewood for dinner, and I've got one more thing I want to try, and I'm gonna do it in my Dutch oven here. I have a very special dessert. Got to finish the day with a dessert. Very involved. You got to be very careful with how you make it. Oh yeah. Look one more time. There we go. We're gonna try these in the Dutch oven. We'll see how they turn out. Gotta wait for the coals to come down a little bit. That's the dessert of all desserts right there. Right here. This thing. We're gonna try to be at 350 degrees. We're gonna put that in there. Okay. We're gonna see if this thing will heat up to 350. Let's see what happens. I have to say, so far this has been wonderful. Right now it's very hot and it's very humid. The wind has died down quite a bit. So I'm just sitting here by the fire. It's a small fire because I burned up most of my wood, so I've had to go around and pick up some sticks here. But just relaxing by the fire. Great way to spend the weekend, relaxing. In the next adventure or two, I'll be bringing Landry and Lexi, my two golden retrievers. I call them the gold diggers because Landry just 2 days ago started digging a hole in my lawn. So I'll be bringing them, and my wife might be coming with me. We have a camper, an RV, so maybe we'll try it in that because my wife's not going to do this type of stuff because right now it's very hot and you know, temperatures will keep going down, so I'll probably sleep fairly well, but this is not her cup of tea. And I have a wonderful wife. I'm very lucky. So, you know, if we go, she will most likely want to be in the RV. And now I don't know if that's something that you viewers are interested in, or whether you'd rather see more stuff like this. I'm going to be anxious to see and hear what your comments are as you respond to what I've done this weekend. I don't want any of this to be scripted. I want it to just kind of happen. I'm not going to spend time figuring out what I want to say. I'm just going to respond, react. Hopefully that's what you're looking for. I'm going to, pick tougher things to cook in the future. And I'll be doing things that are more challenging in the UP and maybe Canada, maybe Maine, maybe Alaska. I'll just wait and see what the viewers say and what they are interested in seeing. But we will continue to enjoy this because this is wonderful. Let's see how this is working. Oh, that's not really heating up too good. We might have to get it right on the fire itself. All right, let's try that. Let's see how that works. All right, let's try this again. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we're at 300. So let's get this thing ready. We're actually gonna put them on top of this. I was going to, so if I put them on the bottom of the Dutch oven, I think they're gonna burn. All right, we're gonna go here. Yeah, I ate part of that. Over here. We'll save the other two. We'll just do two tonight. Okay, let's see what happens. The moment of truth. My first dessert. Look at that. Look at that. Now, let's see if they burned on the bottom. Let's see how the bottom looks. Let's see. All right, here we go. Oh, all right, well, I did cook them a little longer. So, you know what? Hey, live and learn. I'm still pretty happy. The other side, see, those are done a little bit too much. I could have taken them off, but I just wasn't sure if it was maintaining the heat in there. But it did. So I would say that's a B+. I'll take it. Let's take a second and talk about what I think are the two greatest accomplishments of mankind. Some people say landing on the moon, some people say the telephone, electricity, the automobile, and I'm going to tell you it's none of those things. They're not even close. Without hesitation, the old back scratcher. That's number one. The other great accomplishment, one of these things are valuable, especially as we get older. These things you almost can't live without. So if you're answering one of those tests in school, man's greatest accomplishment, a toothpick, dental floss thingy, and a back scratcher. Can't live without them. Had a long day. It was a great day. It's my first night in my new adventure. Getting a little tired, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. I will see you in the morning. Okay, I just heard some noise. It's about midnight, and I turn the light on outside my tent, and I got a raccoon going through my stuff. I scared him away, but interesting. First night camping, and I've got an animal messing with me already, so the excitement begins. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Wind is still blowing. Not as bad as yesterday. You can hear Lake Michigan just roar. It's just on the other side of the dunes, just behind me. I slept pretty good last night. The raccoon didn't, I don't think it came back. I didn't hear it, but I fell asleep pretty quick. Hopefully I'm not gonna go out there and find my stuff strewn all over the place. That wouldn't be good. Usually at 6 in the morning, Lexi's got her nose right in my face, wanting me to get up and start playing. Take them out and feed them, and she wants to start playing right away, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know the routine. I went and got some wood last night so I could have coffee this morning. I like to have coffee and just sit and relax. Usually at home I sit and relax with my wife, and we sit, and a lot of times we don't even turn the TV on. And I make her breakfast. I make her breakfast almost every morning. But it won't be happening today. This morning she's on her own. I think I'm going to get up and brush my teeth and kind of take a look at things. But good morning. Let's go ahead and start our day. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, there it goes. The coffee wasn't percolating, so I had to actually get it down on the fire. It was up on that grate, and it wasn't hot enough. Once I get it to percolate a little bit, then I think I'm going to move it back up on that grate. But it's running a little slow this morning. We got to have our coffee. As you can see, it's starting to percolate. All right, got the bacon on. Coffee's percolating, got that going. That's actually got to be right on the fire when I do that. All right, had to get a little more firewood going. Got the bagels getting toasted. I'm gonna put the eggs on in a minute once the bacon kind of reaches a certain point. So things are looking good. Coffee should be just about done. Let's see how the bagel's looking. That's good. So we're getting there. All right, I think coffee is ready to go. Oh yeah. All right, that's done. Bacon is about done. You can move that back a little bit. Bagels are toasted. Those are just about done. I think I'm ready for the eggs. Okay, I got the eggs going. I'll just keep those just scramble these. While we keep cooking the bacon. Do a little salt and pepper on there. Alright, that going. I like to add the cheese later. And we're just about ready to add some cheese. There we go. All right, look at that. I think we're ready to go. Look at that. Huh? That look good or what? All right, now we got a little breakfast going. Got the coffee done. Look at that. All right, here we go. We're gonna give it a try. Here's our breakfast. Let's try our eggs. Oh yeah. Now that's campfire eggs. That's campfire breakfast. Let's try our bagel. You can see I already cut into this thing. Oh, that's good. All right. Now let's give this thing a try. I got thick cut bacon. Oh yeah. That's really good. There's the breakfast. Okay, that's a wrap for Wilderness Driven. That was our first trip. It went pretty good. There's a few things I forgot. I need more firewood. I definitely got to upgrade the technology. Once again, I'm sorry for that, but boy, I had a lot of fun. I'm anxious to hear your comments, and I guess I need like 1,000 people to subscribe to this in order to become, I don't know, become part of the group, or I don't know how this thing works. But hit the subscribe button on the bottom if you can. I'd love to have you keep an eye on me, watch what I'm doing. I'm having all kinds of fun. Send me some comments where you'd like me to go, what you'd like me to do. I'm kind of open to almost whatever. I've got the time. My wife's giving me the green light. So here we go. Welcome to Wilderness Driven. And if you could think of anything else that I need to do or do different or need to bring or whatever. I know I need another pan. I'll have to think about things a little bit more, but those are the things, off the top of my head, those are the things I think I need to do. But other than that, it went pretty good. I had everything I needed. So thanks for coming along. And always remember, my dad used to always say, can't go wrong doing the right thing. I did challenge that quite a bit with him when I was younger. Drove him crazy. Now that I'm older, I kind of figured it out. Took me a while, but I got there. Hey, we had fun. Thanks for coming.